All right.
Alright, so I'm here to go and teach you guys about how to go and prep my favorite seafood dish, ceviche, but more specifically, fish variant, fish ceviche. Now, a couple facts to go over beforehand is that although the typical ceviche is made with shrimp, the issue with this is that according to Harvard Medical School, according to an article published by Harvard Medical School in 2013, shrimp actually contains a high amount of cholesterol, which can go ahead and lead to increase in blood pressure, chest diabetes, and heart disease. And so instead, we're going to be going with fish, which, according to the Global Journal of Health of Science, published on another journal published in 2013, fish actually contains a large amount of positive nutrients like high quantities of protein and amino acids, which can go ahead and reduce mental fatigue and also fat burning. Now, actually moving on to the recipe, you're going to need 5 basic ingredients: 1 large onion, about 15 limes, which is going to be about 8 ounces lime juice, 4 pounds of filet tilapia. Just keep in mind, this recipe is one that I make at home for my family of 5. And 3 Roma tomatoes and 1 bunch of cilantro. Now, to go ahead and start prepping this, you're going to go ahead and, rather than go with the traditional method of go ahead and just like brining the fish in lime juice, according to the US FDA, that's actually not really safe, because of the fact that although you might think that the lime juice has fully cooked it, there might also still be some live bacteria within it, which can go ahead and lead to a lot of harmful just diseases and infections within your body, which you want to go ahead and avoid when you're cooking raw seafood. So instead, we're going to be going ahead, and taking a pot, filling it up with about 30 to 36 ounces of water. Fill that up there, and have heating at about low medium heat. Fill that up with the fish, and then from there, fill it up with the fish. Have that cooking for about 30 or so minutes, just to go ahead and about until you see the fish is pearly white, which is when, again, according to the US FDA, that's about when the fish is about right cooked. And after that, you're going to go ahead. After this, you're going to go ahead, take the pot with the fish, empty the water out, put it into another container, and have that cooling in the fridge for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, just to go ahead and make sure it's nice and cool, because you don't really want to eat your ceviche warm. And then once this is done, you're going to go ahead, take that whole onion. It can be white or purple; it doesn't really matter. There's not too much distinction in the flavor. You want to go ahead and just start dicing that up. And one strategy you want to go ahead and use when cutting, or just using a knife in general, is you want to go ahead and have your knuckles facing inwards towards the blade, and none of your fingers pointing out to it, just because you don't want to go ahead and start cutting yourself, and you just start cutting away and have this finely diced. After which, you're gonna go. You have to go ahead, take your fish, put it into another container. The reason why we're switching containers so often, because again, according to the US FDA, it's not safe to go ahead and be mixing containers that have touched raw seafood or any raw food and just any vegetables in general, because again, that can lead to cross contamination and be really unhealthy and just get you sick. So we're gonna go ahead and take this nicely cooked and cooled fish, put that in another container, and we're going to put the diced onion in there. And then take your 15 limes or so, about 8 ounces of lime juice. Go ahead and just cut those into halves and just start going ahead and just pouring the lime juice into it, and let that go ahead and sort of marinate and absorb the lime juice. And while that's going on, you're going to want to go ahead and take your 3 Roma tomatoes, dice them up, and as well as take your bunch of cilantro. Cut off the bottom stem. You don't really consume that. You're going to want to be consuming the leaves, so cut that off, and start dicing up the leaves, mince them. And then from there, you're going to go ahead and just put that all together. Start mixing that up, and as you're mixing, make sure you go ahead and add a little bit of salt. So we're going to give it a little more of a savory taste, so it's not too acidic, and just taste it out while you're making it. And after which, you should be done with your fish ceviche. And I hope you guys can go ahead and incorporate this into your everyday meal plan, since this is a very healthy alternative to the shrimp ceviche variant. Thank you.